Arlekin is a theater of immigrants. It's based in Needham, Massachusetts. And it was actually founded by Igor Goliak, who came to the US as a Jewish immigrant when he was 11, and he came from Kiev, Ukraine. And so the GAAGA, which we're doing, is a play that has been written since the war started in Ukraine, and it's very personal to Igor and also to the whole Arlekin players community. Arlekin was working for many, many years doing pretty extraordinary artistic work, but it was in Russian. So the audiences in Boston who know Arlekin, for the most part, are Russian-speaking. Over the last 5 years, they've kind of exploded off the charts because Igor created some virtual theater pieces out of his living room, like shoved the couch to the side, put the dog in the bedroom, put the baby to bed, and made a virtual theater piece where he hacked together all kinds of technology and then made a trial. And the audience was the jury. And it was this very intimate experience very early in the pandemic, like May 2020. And so the New York Times came and gave it a critic's pick, and people started watching from all over the world, and that kind of opened a lot of doors. And so for the past 3 years, we've been doing virtual theater pieces with audiences everywhere. And we did a big off-Broadway project last year with Mikhail Baryshnikov and Jessica Hecht, which was The Orchard, a Russian play about the past and the future and loss, and the war broke out in Ukraine while we were rehearsing. And so that kind of undid everybody, and we decided right then that Igor wanted to bring Sasha Denisova here, incredible documentary playwright from Ukraine, who's living as a refugee in Poland, and bring her here to create the GAAGA with our company. So that's what we're doing now.
And the GAAGA makes its U.S. premiere Friday, June 2nd at Harvard Square's Beat Brew Hall. What exactly is the story of the GAAGA? And can you speak on the process of how playwright and director Sasha Denisova developed the piece?
Sasha is a Golden Mask winner in Russia. It's like the Tonys of Russia. She's very famous, but her mother's in Kiev. And so in the early days of the war, she fled Moscow, and she went to Poland. And she's written like prolifically since then. She's been interviewing refugees. She's been interviewing officials and collecting documents from the news. So this piece is based all on documentary, real words that came from people and characters who are alive now. And what she says is that for her, the only thing that's giving her hope right now is the thought of justice happening. And the way she's expressed it in this play is to have a Ukrainian girl who conjures a trial of Putin, this fantastical trial of Putin, and from a bomb shelter in Ukraine, and then tries Putin, and the girl is the judge. And so this is the piece that Sasha wrote for 18 actors. And she wrote it, she's here now, and she's been working with Taya, who plays the girl. And we set it in this bomb shelter, restaurant turned into bomb shelter in the center of Harvard Square.
Wow, that's a very, very big task. And Taya, as mentioned, you play the girl, and it's more than just a play for you. You actually have a very personal connection as well to the war. What has been your experience stepping into playing the girl and navigating your real life here as a refugee?
It has been truly amazing to work with Sasha because you don't find Ukrainian artists often where I live in New York, for example. And it was truly amazing to actually get her perspective because I left right before the war started, and my whole family, like my parents are still in Kiev and my sisters are in Poland. And the girl, the character, is from Mariupol, which is in the east of Ukraine, and it is currently occupied by Russian military. And it was incredible to do the research about what it would be like to be the person who is trapped in this apartment, in this situation, because the whole play wants to bring into attention the fact that children are being illegally deported from Ukraine and forcibly adopted into Russia, into Russian families, and they're taken away from their parents and their families, and the girl is one of those people. And I feel like it's a very important message for, you know, people in America and all over the world. And I also love the idea of it being shown online, because my parents will be able to see it, because from Ukraine it's a time difference, but still it's a very great opportunity for them.
I'm sure they must be very proud of you. And you're a young actress. You are working with a very large cast, as mentioned.
Yes.
18.
18, in fact. What was it like? What's been most challenging working with so many people on this show?
I think it's a little challenging to keep up with them, because everyone is very experienced. They're professionals and they're truly amazing, and I learned so much from them, and I'm trying to keep up with their professionalism, and I want to be as good as I can be, but of course I need guidance, and a lot of the actors have been helping me, because theater is a new thing for me. This is my first ever big project with Arlekin players, and I learn from them every day, and the most challenging thing is truly to just, you know, show my best, even though I know that I still have so much to learn.
And unique about this production is its immersive, site-specific staging.
Yes.
The design team actually converted a restaurant into a makeshift bomb shelter. Why was it important for you to forgo the traditional proscenium theater?
I think Igor and I had a night when we received Sasha's script, because we were supposed to be in a traditional theater. We actually had one booked. And we got the script. I mean, we had seen the script, but we got the final version of the script translated, and we were like, this is a world-class piece. Like, this should be on the best stages I mean, this is extraordinary. And we need to do it service. And what would elevate it and really make it special? And we started talking about, like, if we could be in a space like Harvard Square, where it's just a huge thoroughfare, where if there were, God forbid, you know, a war or bombings happening, where would we go? And there's this beautiful big restaurant. It used to be the Brew Hall. Trinity Properties owns it in Harvard Square, and they're a great friend to the arts, and they have, I've produced with them before in some of their storefronts. And so I reached out to Harvard Square Business Association and said, we want a space that we can turn into a bomb shelter, that will feel like people are immersing themselves in it. They're having the experience of what it would be like to go in there, and really just be completely surrounded by this world.
And what do you hope that people take away from the GAAGA?
You wanna?
I really hope that, because I know that it's difficult to understand something that is not, like, affecting you personally, and of course there are wars going on every day in, like, the world, and I feel like this is an opportunity for me, for, like, Ukrainians in general, to show the world what it is truly like. Like, the immersive experience really helps you to understand what it's like to be in a bomb shelter if you've never been to one, what it's like to feel kind of trapped with, like, a certain amount of people, and to feel close to the actors and to the audience and have this connection. And I think it's a way to say that we're not giving up, that it's our way to fight. And there are people, like my dad is in the military, he's fighting, you know, physically we're fighting in the artistic world. And I think it's important to, you know, go everywhere and show everyone what it's like and what we can do and what we will do.